tal? Bona tarda, Andrés de Barça TV. M'agradaria saber fins a quin punt t'il·lusiona aquesta nova temporada, moltes cares noves, nou entrants.
He's asking how much he's looking forward to the new season with all the new players who've just arrived and what he's particularly looking forward to this season. Well, every season we start from zero. There have been a lot of changes in every sense. And we're really looking forward to the new season. It couldn't be higher. We've got the same objectives as we do every season. We want to win titles. I've got a good feeling about the season. I think we're in a great condition to take on what we have left for this season. I think we're all looking forward to enjoying this as a team and to do what we can for the fans. We've got something to look forward to. He's thinking back to 2008 when Guardiola arrived and there were similar major changes to the squad. Yeah, there are similarities because of the time we're coming back with a change of manager. But every situation is different scenarios. And yeah, maybe that time we were going into a season after some quite poor seasons before, and well, here we are in a similar kind of situation, but really at the moment it's just a question of training. But everybody obviously is keen to do well and to go out and enjoy playing on the field and doing what we have to do and doing what the manager asks us to do and responding by doing the best that we can. It's going to be difficult to achieve the kind of things we did in the past, but we're very, very hopeful that we can. He's asking what Luis Suarez could add to the team. I think he's one of the best strikers in the world at the moment, and he's going to contribute his ambition, his ability to score goals, his work rate, his mobility. Yeah, for midfielders to have someone to pass to, it's so important. It's fundamental to have a striker who can complete moves. I think he's one of the best signings, not just for this season, but for future seasons as well. Talking about Xabi, who there were rumours he was going to leave the club, but he's now said he's going to stay for another season. How did you think about, how did you think about playing a season without Xabi, and how do you feel now he's staying? Well, for me, there's been no change because, I mean, he's still here and he's still a Barça player. So I mean, it's wonderful news that he's staying. He's always been a member of the squad, and I'm just really happy. When a player's been at the club for so many years and is so important and significant, it would have been strange for him to have left, but that hasn't been the case. And that's great news. One of the best stories of this summer, the fact that Xabi's staying. Asking about Rakitic and Mathieu, the two new signings, and for his opinion. Well, I've been with Ivan for 2 days and with Mathieu just 1. But we know the qualities that they have. We know what they can do for the team. I think the club has covered its needs they knew what the club was missing or what might have been missing, and I think that they're two players that have come to add their names to the squad to help us to achieve our objectives this season.
Andrés, Carlos Escolan de Radio Marca, buenos días. Aprovechando la pregunta de Joan y que Xavi finalmente se va a quedar como mínimo una temporada más, me gustaría preguntarte por el hueco que dejan Valdés y Carles Puyol en la capitanía.
Okay, Xavi's staying, but
afortunadamente estáis tú y Xavi, pero ¿a quién ves preparado para coger el rol de capitán y sobre todo el liderazgo que todo vestuario necesita?
but there's obviously there's he's asking about the captain's role with because Puyol and Valdés have left the club. Well, yeah, I mean there are players that have been at the club for longer than others, but there's a solid group here at this club. We're very healthy and united here, and I think that's very important. So it's very nice, very special to wear the captain's armband, but really this club is about the squad as a whole rather than any individuals. I think it's important for the whole team to be very clear about its idea and its orientation and knowing in what direction it has to go. He's asking about Suarez's suspension. The suspension, the fact that kind of there's the player that's going to be hidden away that can't do anything. Yeah, well, it's a difficult situation because we don't know whether if we say things that's going to be good or bad for the situation. So I'd rather abstain from stating an opinion because I don't want to cause any damage to the situation. All I can say, he's a tremendous signing, a quality player. But the other issue, well, that's something for the club to deal with. I know they're talking to FIFA and to the Court of Arbitration. I just hope that for the good of the player and the team that a solution can be reached as quickly as possible. Yeah, I think it's important that the sanction can be shortened as much as possible. Injuries last season, particularly Messi. Maybe Messi's not quite as good he has been in previous seasons. Do you think Luis Enrique can get the best out of Messi? I think it's more of a question of the whole team. Whether not to single out single players and say whether they're playing better or worse. It's the sum of the team as a whole that's important. I've never had any doubts about Leo Messi. He does an awful lot for the team, and he represents the team, everything, the influence that he has on the team. Then it's very difficult for someone to be able to play at this high level for so many years, but he's done that. You know, let's face it, a bad Messi game is still the best game for most other players. So it's very important for us to have him in the team. And I hope this year that he can continue being as good as he always has been. He's asking just to generally appraise the coming season, and the other teams, Real Madrid particularly, have been strengthening their squad. What does he think about the other teams, the competition this year? It's always difficult, as difficult as any season. All the teams reinforce their squads. And if the teams get things right, then it's always going to be difficult to win. Basically, we've got to try to fight until the end of the season. Madrid have strengthened their squad. Atleti are the defending champions. And we'll have to wait and see how the season goes. But we're thinking about having a great season, and we want to get off to a strong start. We don't want to make any mistakes. And also we want to not just win, but enjoy ourselves as we win.
Hola, soy Luis Martín del Diario El País. No sé cómo, hemos hablado de mucha gente que ha llegado al vestuario, pero me gustaría hablar de gente que se ha ido. Y se ha ido Chema Corbella.
Wants to ask about
¿No valorarás esa ausencia en el
people are leaving, and particularly Chema Cormella.
Bueno, como amigo y persona que
As a friend,
he estado con él desde que llegué al primer equipo,
I've been here,
solo puedo
he's been with me ever since I joined the first team.
muy positivas
So I've only got positive
sobre él
words for
como
him
persona,
as a
como-
person.
como me ha tratado, como nos
He's
ha
always
motivado,
treated me
como
very well.
es una persona muy querida por todos.
He's somebody that we got a lot of affection for,
agradecerle todos
and
estos años que
I'd like to
está en
thank
el
him
primer
for everything
equipo,
he's
porque
done over all these years.
ha dejado huella entre las personas, y eso
Yeah, there's a void
eso
that he's
creo
left.
que es lo más difícil, ¿no? Tener una unanimidad de buenas palabras con toda la gente.
I think there's generally, we're unanimous with
Agradecerle todos
strong
estos
words
años, porque
of
creo
support
que
for him, and we
ha
thank
sido
him for
un ejemplo como
everything he's
como ha
done.
trabajado.
He set an example as a worker.
Sí, Jordi, tío del periódico. Incidiendo de nuevo en el tema de los capitanes, en la presentación Luis Enrique sugirió o deslizó el nombre de Mascherano. En este sentido lo veía como un buen
Speaking
capitán.
out captains, and Mascherano in particularly, do you think he's a potential candidate for the captaincy?
No sé si se ha hablado en el vestuario.
Is it something that the squad has discussed?
No,
¿Qué te parece? ¿Qué te sugiere?
cuando estemos todos, supongo que cada uno dirá su
Well,
opinión.
when we're all
pero
together, I
creo
think
que
that we're all going to
Javi,
voice our
pues,
opinions, but
podría ser un grandísimo capitán.
Mascherano, yeah, I
Compañero
think he
que-
could be a very good captain.
que soy y que he compartido con él, pues,
And
y
having
capitán
played with him in the same
de
team,
Argentina también. Leo
he's-
también ha sido
he's saying that he's
capitán de
also, he has been
Argentina
captain of
y
Argentina,
lleva muchísimo
as has
tiempo
Leo
en el
Messi as
primer
well. They
equipo.
both captained Argentina. And
Lo que he comentado antes,
both been
creo
very
que
good
la
at that
aportación
particular job.
de cada uno a su manera, pues es la que hace que los grupos funcionen.
Yeah, I
y
think
creo
it is
que en
individuals
este sentido nosotros
come
tenemos
together and combine, and that's what
un
makes
gran grupo de gente
a group
para-
function.
para ir
And
en
that's
la-
why I
en
think
la
that this
dirección
group
correcta.
does work to go in the right direction.
Buenos días, Rafa Riverso de Tuttosport. Quería preguntarle si mirando a las bajas y a las altas de este año, ¿cree que el Barça sale reforzado hasta el
The players that have
punto
come in and the players that have left this year, do you think that ultimately balancing
Sí, porque
the comings and goings, do you think the team is stronger now or weaker than last year?
es de mejorar.
Every season we're looking
Cada
to
año, pues,
improve,
hay altas, hay bajas.
and there's always going to
Unos
be
van, otros vienen,
people
y
coming
la
and people
intención
going,
del club y la gente que
and
que
the
está
club's
aquí,
intention
esas
and
cosas, pues, es
everybody
la
here is
de
working
mejorar, la
to
de que
improve
este
the
año
team.
seremos mejores que el año
and to hope
pasado,
that every season we're better
y
than
para
we
competir
were the
contra-
previous season,
contra los
so
más
that we can
grandes de-
compete against
de
the
Europa y
biggest
de
clubs in
España,
Europe
pues, tenemos
and in
que-
Spain.
que hacer las cosas muy
We
bien
have
y-
to get
y-
everything
y
right
ser
to do
mejores que
that,
el año pasado,
and
si
we
no,
always have to be better than last year.
no iríamos por buen camino. El
If
año
we weren't doing
pasado
that, then we
tuvimos
wouldn't
un
be
mal
doing
año.
things right.
Si no
Last
hubiésemos
year we had a
mejorado
bad
este año,
season,
pues,
so
no
if we
tendríamos
don't
opciones.
improve this
Por lo
year,
tanto,
then once again we'll have no
creo que
options
el
to win
equipo es-
titles. So
es mejor por
I do think the
necesidad de
team is
competir.
better because it has to be, because it has to
Hola, Andrés,
compete
aquí,
more
Francisco
strongly.
de Teleradio Stereo. Antes destacabas el hecho que el fútbol es un deporte de equipo, hablando de Messi.
You're saying that you were saying that football's a team sport and speaking about
Messi.
Messi.
Sobre todo a nivel de continuidad. Quería saber si en este verano habías reflexionado un poco sobre los motivos y si también tenías intención de cambiar algo.
And he's saying that maybe last season wasn't Iniesta's
Bueno, cada
best of seasons.
temporada
What's he been
hay
thinking about the
momentos
summer about
de-
improving?
hay momentos mejores,
Well, every season you have your ups and your
otros no
downs.
tan buenos, pero en cada temporada sucede, ¿no? Por lo tanto,
That happens every season.
el mundial no fue muy bien.
The World Cup didn't go very well.
Pues en las vacaciones descansar.
Over the
para
summer I've been
para una
trying
temporada
to
que
rest,
me ilusiona
recharge the
muchísimo, que
batteries,
tengo
and
muchísimas
get ready
ganas
for
de-
this new season that
de
I'm
hacer
very
las
much
cosas
looking
bien
forward to,
como
and getting
a
things
nivel
right this
personal y a
season
nivel de
on a
equipo,
personal
cuando
and a
vienes
team level.
de un mal año, sobre todo a nivel de títulos.
But yeah,
pues
last year
lo
was a
que
bad
quieres
year
es
as far as
volver a
titles are
ganar, ¿no?
concerned.
Por lo tanto, tenemos
And this year
muchos meses
we want to
por
get back
delante
into
y
our
hay
winning
que
ways,
empezar bien.
and the important thing is to get off to a strong start.
Del diari Esport. Jo volia preguntar-te per un jugador que ha arribat aquesta temporada, que és Halilovic, que suposo que has tingut l'oportunitat de conèixer.
Question about Halilovic, who plays for Barça B,
Un jugador que ha acabat la seva sessió.
and also Rafinha, who's come back from being on loan.
I també m'agradaria saber què us ha dit Bartomeu al vestuari avui, que hem vist les imatges.
No, de Halilovic creo que todos hemos visto, yo por lo menos lo que he podido ver en estos
I
entrenamientos.
mean, what I've seen from
Es un
training,
jugador con
Halilovic
muchísima
is
calidad,
a very high quality player.
muy dinámico
very
y creo
dynamic.
que es de un perfil muy bueno.
I think
que
he's
es lo que
the kind of
busca el
player that
Barça,
the
¿no?
Barça
Un
looks
jugador
for.
que se asocia bien, que tiene
He
uno
plays
contra
well
uno,
for the
que
team,
es
he's good in the
habilidoso,
one-on-one,
que
he's
tiene mucha
skillful, quality player.
y que es muy joven.
And he's
Por lo
very
tanto,
young.
creo que tiene muchísimo margen para
I think there's
para aprender,
still
para
plenty of
mejorar y
room for him
creo que
to
está en
learn and improve.
en uno de los lugares ideales para
And I think he's in the perfect
para
place to do that.
y bueno, en cuanto al presidente, pues nos ha saludado,
And
nos
he's
ha
asking also about what the
dado la
president said
bienvenida
today. Well,
y-
he came into the changing room, he
Recuerdo que es una pregunta
greeted
para
us,
José
said hello, basically.
¿Cuál? No, Rafa ya...
Rafinha, he's just reminding me also about Rafinha.
Gerard los conocemos ya.
Well, we already know him, you know, he was here before.
Han salido el año pasado y son jugadores que bueno, que
And
aportarán muchísimas cosas.
He's a player who's got a lot to contribute to the team.
Jóvenes, pero
Like
bueno,
Halilovic,
con
he's
la
young,
experiencia de
yet
haber
still
jugado
has the experience of
en grandes ligas
playing in
y
important
bueno,
leagues.
están aquí para ayudar a conseguir las cosas.
and here to help us to achieve what we need to achieve like everybody else
Hola,
does.
Andrés, Víctor Malo del diario Gol. Luis Enrique fue el primer jugador con el que coincidiste en tu primer entreno con el primer equipo. Creo que
When Iniesta first started playing the first team, he was playing alongside Luis Enrique.
¿Cómo ha sido el reencuentro?
A lot of water's gone under the bridge since then, but what's it like to be back with him again?
Sí, bueno, con Luis, con el míster en este caso, pues...
Oh, with Luis, with my
fue con el
boss,
primer jugador
as he is now. I
del
mean,
primer equipo que me crucé, porque
he was the
pues, bueno, me llamaron para
first
entrenar
member of the first team that I
bueno,
spoke
no
to.
sabía dónde está el vestuario,
When
y el
I
primer
first came
coche
to train with the
que
first
pasó,
team,
pues, fue él.
the
Entonces,
first
subí
car
con él,
that
bajó al
was
vestuario
driving
y
past,
de ahí, pues,
I got into the car with him, so it was
una anécdota que
it's just an anecdote really, but he was the first person. He drove me to the training field.
Lo compartimos
And
en el vestuario.
I always think I've always
Hemos tenido
shared a lot of experiences with him.
una buena relación.
I've
y-
always had an
y
excellent
encantado de
relation
que-
with
de
him,
que esté
and
aquí,
I'm
porque
really
creo
happy that he's here
que puede ser una
'cause I think
muy buena temporada.
he could
creo
have a
que-
really
que
good
es un-
season in charge
un
here.
entrenador que tiene
I think
las cosas muy
he's
claras
a coach who's
y-
got
y bueno, al
he's
final
very
los
clear
jugadores
about his
tenemos que-
ideas.
que creer en nuestro entrenador,
And it's
creer en
important
lo
for
que
the
dice,
players
creer
to
en lo
believe in their
lo
manager
que quiere que
and in what he
hagamos,
says and what he
creo
wants us to do.
que si esa sensación es buena, creo que
So if
que
we get
podremos disfrutar
good
esta temporada.
vibes from the manager, then that means that we can have a good season.
Tens una relació estreta amb Víctor Valdés, amb quin estat d'ànim es troba després de la negativa del Mónaco?
He's asking about Valdés, with whom Iniesta has a close friendship. After Monaco turned him down, what's his mood at the moment?
Y bueno, me comenta que todo...
Yeah, I've
está bien,
spoken
hablamos
to him
de-
and he said he's
de
okay.
su rodilla, que creo que
We've spoken
lo
about
más
his
importante, y
knee.
en ese sentido, pues,
The most important thing at the moment is his knee
su
injury,
respuesta o sus sensaciones que todo marcha bien.
but I get the feeling that things are going well for him.
Bon dia, Andrés. Eduard Gangoso, del passioesportiva.cat. Es parla de la gran davantera que tindrà el Barça la temporada que ve amb Messi...
People are speaking about an excellent strike force next year with Messi, Neymar and Suarez.
Marve tocat per la lesió. i Luis Suárez
Messi, who played the World Cup right through to the end. Neymar's got his injury. Suarez is suspended. He's asking to appraise that situation.
Vendrán unas semanas.
Well, Leo's going to come back in some weeks. Neymar, I don't know what his fitness is like. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see how things go. We're just starting to train now.
La competición, en este caso la liga, pues,
And until
espero que-
the league
que
kicks
esas
off, well,
sensaciones o esas
let's hope that
estos jugadores que se incorporan después pues puedan
the mood amongst the team, and is a good one. And let's hope also when the other players that still have to come back, that they can come back and get back into the rhythm of playing matches, and for us all to be back together as soon as possible and start working towards the new season. And meanwhile, the players that are here, well, we'll be working on our fitness and getting into the rhythm of play.
Hola Andrés, Jordi Ramos de TV3. Seguint amb el tema del Chema Corbella, no sé si...
Come back to Chema Corbella.
La seva absència.
Are you surprised that he's gone? And have the players spoken about doing any kind of tribute to him or something?
Bueno, como siempre, pues esas decisiones son meramente del club.
Well, those are more a club decision. It's them who has to make decisions.
Nosotros, pues la relación que tenemos con él ha sido muy buena, muy estrecha.
We've always had very, very close and good relations with him, and when there's someone who you feel so much affection for and you've shared so many experiences with leaves, then it's always very difficult to assume that.
Siempre a uno siempre le hace ilusión que la gente con la que ha estado pues se acuerde de él.
And I'm sure he'd appreciate it if we could say something to show that we remember him.
Ver cuando queramos y él sabe pues
and well, let's see if we can do that. But I think he already knows how much love we have for him. That's happened over the last few days. It's been a tremendous show of affection for him on his departure.
Un homenaje o algo así, uno sabe lo que se lleva dentro de cada uno porque se lo ha demostrado.
Yeah, I think everybody has expressed their feelings in their own particular way. I think he can feel very fortunate because he's left such a mark on so many different people, and he's done that. Okay, that'll be training later on at